No handout, no handout, no handout, no handout.
Big nigga, this beat bang on mine.
Got it out the mud, my nigga. Made something out of nothing, my
What's up, y'all? This is your girl Yaz, and to my far right we have today.
Yeah, it's your player partner, Gary Archer, live in the place. What you know about that?
Okay, and then today's guest we have who?
PK.
Okay, PK. Where are you from, PK?
Bay.
From the Bay. You all from all over? All right. So, people who don't know you, who are you, PK? What you do? What,
Managed artists.
Managed artists,
Yeah,
okay.
I've been working with artists in the Bay for about 20 years.
Okay, so how do you like doing that?
I love it. It's a passion.
All right. So what got you into it? Like, did you decide to do that, or did you have an option to go to school?
Yeah, it found me. I went to school.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to USC. I got a degree, a business degree at USC. I graduated in 2001, came back to the Bay. And I had some friends, some kids I was working with before. I was just playing with the music, like as a hobby. And they were like, why don't you manage us? There was a group called Cali Fam out of Richmond at the time. Why don't you manage us? So I was like, sure.
Come on,
Sure, why not? You know?
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was doing. It wasn't anything that like I was really prepared for, or I was like planning on doing. It just happened, and shit, I never looked back. The Jack at the time, he was always my friend. We grew up together, so once he saw that I was doing that, like, we ended up getting together and building everything that we had going.
Okay, and you brought the Jack. So what was the first song that y'all did together?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I did a project one time, before I got out of school. It was called 306 Presents. And he had a record on there called Mac Hand. But, I've known him since I was in high school. So, I've seen all his records come out.
Okay, that's dope that you guys already has a relationship besides the music.
Yeah, he used to cut my hair.
Oh,
That's how we
damn.
met.
I didn't even know he's a barber.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how, in high school, we'll go to his house on the weekends, and he might have like 20 guys, 15 guys, 10 guys just sitting in the garage waiting on haircuts. And that's how he was real popular, like, at everything when we were growing up.
Dang, okay. That's good to know. Okay.
So, PK, you say you manage a group from Richmond, and then Jacka's always been your friend. Did you grow up in the same neighborhood as Jacka?
Nah.
Same city?
Nah.
Not at all.
I mean,
so
he was in Pittsburgh. I was in Pittsburgh. I was in Concord. I was moving around. Like, I moved around a lot as a child.
How'd you end up at that high school?
I went to De La Salle High School. It's like a big high school
Oh,
in Concord.
baller.
It's a big high school in Concord. I didn't know too much about it. One day, they just told me this is where you're going to school. I wasn't really too familiar with the area or the schools or the people or anything like that, so I didn't really care. Like wherever you put me, I'm going to go there because I was living in the Middle East.
Yeah, no doubt.
I came from out there. I was out there for a few years, so I came back out here, and they said, you're going to go to school there. And there was a kid named Tron who went to school with us. He was from Pittsburgh, and he grew up with Jack. His name was Dominic. He grew up with Dom. And he would go stay at his house over the summers. So I'd go hang out with him on the weekends, and we'd all just be kicking it together, and we all just became, we became friends and never stopped.
So what I think a lot of people want to know, they've seen you with Jack, they've seen you with a lot of the mob figures through the process. At what point in time did you actually start taking over his career in a sense of natural day-by-day guidance? Because I remember when I first met Jack, you wasn't around every day, but not shortly after that, it turned into the PK and Jacka show. And why just Jacka and not the whole mob figures at first?
Maybe like 2002, 2003. I graduated from college 2001. I came back. I was instantly in his mix. They were even coming down and like fucking with me at SC, coming and staying with me, visiting me, doing all that. But once I came back, I was instantly in the mix with them. Just on some personal, like just hanging with my boys, and he had something going on at the time. He had a record label called Akbar Records going on. He had a bunch of guys involved. They had a bunch of money. They were doing what they were doing, and that all kind of came to a halt. A bunch of shit happened, and that came to a screaming halt.
A fast halt.
Yeah, it was insane, So at that point, he needed something else going on, and I was already kind of like working with them. But I'm working with guys that got tons of money, so they kind of aren't listening.
Got you.
All the money stopped. All the money stopped.
Wow.
So, everybody's listening. So at that point, like, we were every day, and, you know, we were creating things, and we were pushing, and we were trying to figure out how we were going to get this thing back going and off the ground. Because a lot of the music was done. The Jack artist music at that time, half of it, or a little bit more than half of it, was already done.
Got you.
You know, but it was like, now we don't have the money to put it out. We don't have the even to finish it or mix it. You know, it was still up in the air, so we had to figure it out.
Well, I remember that time. I met him with the Akbar movement. I think at first that's when I was pushing Fab. Fab might have been 19 years old, and I was just going crazy with that. And we met Jacka, and it was like, Fab was like, "Yo, this is my favorite artist," even back then, and we just instantly became cool with him. And then I remember, I want to say a year later, might have been 2002, 2003, maybe, that you and Jacka's like, "Yo, we shooting this video for Barney, right? And we got this guy, like, I don't know if you heard of this spot. It's called World Star. World Star was brand new. He was like, we got this guy, bro. He's coming in from New York. He's gonna shoot our video." And when you were just looking for locations, and I was like, "Man, please do it right here. Part of it at my studio." Like, who was that guy, and how'd that even hook up?
Jordan Tower.
Jordan Tower.
He was like the dude that started World Star. He used to shoot all the footage, shot all the videos to go on there and got it popping. We met him through Cormega.
Wow.
He was Cormega's cameraman, so he was shooting all the videos for Mega, and Mega's like, "Come on." Mega had a lot to do with the success of the record Barney, actually. He had a compilation called Legal Hustle that he put out on the East Coast, and he was on every record. It was a compilation, though. He had other people on all the songs. It wasn't like his official album. He was on every record except Barney. It was just Jack, and he put it out there independently.
Wow.
So he was just, you know, that was big love, and he had a lot of love out there, so we got a lot of recognition on the East Coast and London and just different places through him. And he came out with Jordan to shoot the video. He had some input and ideas, and, you know, and he ended up on the remix to the record, too.
Wow, that's crazy. People don't know it wasn't as easy to get music all over the place. So, like, it wasn't like I could call you and you could just pull up the song, right? It's like, so for music to get around like that, it seems crazy. It seems crazy even, you know, now, especially back then. What was the first place outside of California that you started to notice that they really fuck with Jack super, super heavy? Like, yo, it's way bigger than the Bay.
It's kind of always like that, though, because he came from the SIBO.
No, I understand that,
So-
but like he's always had cities, but I even just me knowing him and knowing you guys, I think there's some cities that stand out. Like,
You know, Kansas City always stands out.
okay,
You know, every time when everything was building, like before Tear Gas, our shows in places like Kansas City or Akron, Ohio, they were going to be bigger than in the Bay.
straight up.
And it was also because of the demographic, the kind of people, whatever it was, but it was bigger than the Bay. We was going out there, and it was huge.
Man, I think it had a lot to do with the Bay falling extra hard in love with Jacka, seeing the way the world accepted him. To me, he was one of the first, like, of that generation. Even though he was part of the mob figures, he was part of that next generation of Bay Area cats that was growing. He was one of the first ones that I seen actually getting love outside of our region. Right, this pre-MTV, all this stuff that people used to move around, and we used to admire that shit like crazy.
Yeah, we go everywhere, you know, and sometimes, like, now I see a lot of the footage, and it's like, we need to put this together and put it out and let the world see, because at that time we didn't have YouTube, we didn't have social media, we didn't have Instagram, so you could just be like, you know, it's popping in Kansas City for Jack, and look at it. It's popping in Akron. Like, I'm looking at the footage now, like, if they'd have seen this 15 years ago.
No doubt.
That would be dope if you had like another album compilation for him and had that DVD footage at the end or something like that, double disc.
Yeah, you know,
That would be
dope
dope
for the world to see all that.
Yeah.
They need to see that.
It would be dope. It would be dope,
They need to see
man.
it.
So who else do you work with real close or have worked real close? I'm just gonna name the next person that comes to mind that I think is real important for today's day and age is Traxamillion, bro. So I know you didn't start Traxamillion's career. He had a lot of help in that. But you came in as a friend really early, and I just really admire what you've done for all these artists. But Traxamillion in particular, because of his shyness and his ability to not take credit for nothing he did. Like, he's unlike a Jacka. He's unlike Miko. He's unlike these other artists you work with, right? And I'm just, how was that? And that's another one of your super geniuses that been taken from you, PK. And I just don't know how you're doing it, and you're a strong ass human, bro. In front of everyone, I just want you to know I love you, and you're one of the dopest humans ever. And thanks for doing that for Trax, dog. And I don't know how you did it after Jack, dog, because it made me want to stop doing music for a little bit. It made my wife stop taking pictures, and I couldn't even imagine, bro. So I love you, bro, and you're just incredible. So I'm not gonna let you answer that right now. I'm just gonna let everyone watching this shit just know PK do this because he loved this. He loved the people he's around. He care. He ain't one of these dudes worried about what's for me. He ain't never said what's for me, ever. I've known this dude over 20 years. We've traveled the world together. He ain't never asked like, oh, what's in it for me? He ain't never asked how much does Jack get. He ain't never, if it's something I got going or anyone that was part of what we doing, he was there. And vice versa. And there was a big group of people that did that. And I'm just telling you that PK is the Gary Archer of all them other guys. And there wouldn't be that without you, dog. And man, I'm glad just to be here, dog, and cement this in history, dog. What's your new legacy, though? What's coming now?
You know, we're working on it. We're figuring it out right now. You know, we're putting all the pieces together. You know, I got new artists that I'm working with. Nico's in the building right now. Me and John in one promo. You know, we've been
that sounds like a cheat code. Hold on, what'd you say? John who? John, well, hold on, man. You with John from M1?
Yeah, you know, we're all about inclusion over here. You know what I mean? In the Bay, we need inclusion.
No doubt.
We need a movement. We need people to work together. Like, we all want to see the Bay shine. There are certain people who stand out right now and are shining a little bit and doing their thing. But in general, we still want the Bay to shine. And we're not where we want to be. And I think, you know, we need inclusion. We need to work together. We need to make something real for everybody to feel involved or at least attached, or they know, or they can somehow benefit if he gets on or she gets on or we get on, then they can like, without people feeling a part of everything, I don't think it's gonna work. Just being here, being from where we're from and seeing how it goes, like, we need inclusion. So yeah, I got with John. You know, we got a couple artists. We work with Miko. We work with BP. You know, we always work with Huss. I work with Street Knowledge. We got a couple other artists, but I've also, I talk to the boy Dame every day. I talk to you all the time. I talk to Russell, who works with, Russell? He works with Capolo and DB Bada. We talk to everybody.
Yeah.
And we want to try to bring everybody together to just better where we're from, because this is what we care about. You know,
straight up.
We can move. I can move. I can go to Atlanta. I can get a job. We can move. We could get on. We could be doing all the, the industry. But I've been here for 20 years. This is what we want to do. So we're trying to, like you said, we want the cheat code. We want a good label that artists from the Bay could come to, and we can help them develop them and help them come with good music first and be ready for media and have dope visuals and dope content, and everything that they put out makes sense from every post on their social, but somebody has to care that much. Straight up. So, that's what we're trying to build.
How do you pick those people? And at what level do you like to get involved?
All levels. Some people have singles and that's going to be it. And it makes sense to be a part of that, because we could make the single go. And we could generate money for that. But, if I was to pick an artist and they weren't really popping, or they just had something that kind of attracted my attention, it's a everything thing. It's not just a...
I was going to ask, have you ever thought about having a female artist? You had a lot of male...
Yeah, female artists, that's tricky though.
Yeah?
It's real tricky though, but yeah, I look at female artists all the time.
Okay.
I actually thought you were part of Netta B's management team.
Definitely. Years, right? Years. That's why I said it's tricky though.
Okay.
Image is so much bigger and so much more expensive when you deal with female artists.
Facts, hair, makeup,
all
makeup.
That. Yeah, that's
clothes, especially.
Okay.
Yeah, that's an everyday thing that has to be different and redone.
They have to be a showcase every day.
There's girls that are popular whose music is trash. No disrespect to art at all,
right.
But
they're
music,
marketable.
Yeah,
right?
I'm not even. I've never unmuted when I saw it on Instagram. I just look at it. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Go on, dog.
It's real though. You know what I
For
these
real.
girls, like I look at them every single time, and I've never unmuted. Like one time, I might have unmuted it and been like, "Oh yeah, I don't ever want to hear this again."
Gotcha. So PK, I see that you have a lot of male like artists on your squad. Have you ever thought about having a female on the team?
I'm always looking at females. I always think like we're always looking to sign a female because we know it's good for the industry, or you know, the music needs it. I've actually worked with a female before.
Okay.
When was that? It was like maybe 10 years ago. I worked with an artist from Berkeley, Netta B, R&B singer.
I've heard of her. All right.
I worked with her for a few years. Yep. And it's just tricky working with female artists. Just not because of them, but just like there's a lot that goes into it. A lot more that goes into it, and then R&B as well, like over rap. There's a lot more that goes into, especially image. You know, for females, the image is huge.
Right.
You know, the look, the hair, the makeup, the clothing. It always has to be different. It always has to be on point, not just for the videos, not just for the shows, but we just want to go to the party tonight to meet some DJs on Tuesday.
But she has to have a whole glam squad together.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot. You know, so you really got to believe in it. You really financially got to be ready, or she really has to have a team that believes in her, that's ready to keep it together, or she can keep herself, like, you know, it's something. But in order for it to work, I think it's going to take a lot. You know, sometimes the talent is like just so through the roof, it'll work. But in general, I think you just need to be smart, like really selective and sharp about how you pick a female artist that you're going to work with.
Got it.
But I'm definitely looking. You know, there's a couple that I've been talking to and looking at and like considering.
Nice. So, with the artists you put out, and the ones you pick, considering the other artists in the industry, what besides the music do you think makes your artist different? Let's just use Jacka, let's use Meek, let's use the different people you've dealt with. Like, is it just the music with you?
Nah.
Well, what else has to come into play with you other than music to really fuck with PK on a real level?
You know, any artists that I'm working with like that on that level, like they're business partners. You know, like we're in this together. Like your success and my success is tied together. So like your music could never be enough.
Got you.
You know, like maybe if all you did was music and you didn't want to do anything else and you stayed in the background, you just said, just take everything, create whatever and just leave me alone, maybe. You know, but in general, like you need superstars.
Got you.
You need people who are capable of doing everything, especially now. Maybe like 10, 20 years ago, it was a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
But now you need people who can really do everything, because the kids could do everything, and and they're popular, and you have to keep up.
Wow.
So I'm looking for people who, integrity.
When you say everything, what's everything?
Yeah, like you're like, what kind of person are you?
Okay.
You know, what kind of worker are you? Can you, either you don't substance abuse at all, or you do and you can handle it, because this is a job. That's the one thing people forget, that like I do music. It's fun. We do music. It is fun, but it's also a job. It also is work. Like we will have to go to the club tonight. You know, we're gonna have a show, and then we're gonna go to the after party, and then after the after party, when we go to the room, there's people that's gonna keep us up till 4 a.m. And then we're gonna have to be at the radio station for the morning show at 8 a.m. and you're gonna have to look good and be on your shit.
Wow.
So it's like, that's more difficult. That's just as difficult, or whatever, whatever people do, and they got to get up at 5 and ride the train. It's the same thing.
I really think it's harder because it's hidden from you until you're actually the one doing it.
It is, and it's like, and you're living this like double life where it's like I'm a party animal, but I'm also like super responsible, you know, and I'm probably like a father or a boyfriend or a husband, and it's like, it's a lot, you know. So if you can't really handle that kind of stuff, like, you could be popular, you could still make it independently, but like that's not really what I'm trying to do.
I'm looking for a superstar.
Yeah, we want to get paid. We want to be big. We want to rep where we're from and go be big and make everybody proud.
You want to change the moment.
Absolutely.
Be a part of changing the moment.
Be just a moment.
Yeah, changing the moment, changing the direction.
You have to be ready for everything that you dreamed for.
Wow.
You know, like, because artists, they dream for these opportunities, these big opportunities to go do these things, but like when you get there and you see what it really takes, you're like, this ain't what I signed up for, man. I'm trying to I'm trying to take a drink. I need to go out there and like meet a couple girls and
Yeah.
They worried about all the wrong things too soon.
yeah, it's just too soon.
So
It's too
how
soon.
how do you like not go too fast into an honest relationship, jumping into it too fast with too much commitment on your side before even understanding that side of it? Because I know when I see something, like, it doesn't take me long at all to notice something amazing about something, but I've been getting better at myself and jumping all the way in it, right? And I'm just wondering, like, what mechanism do you use that oh shit, not just that it's amazing, I want to be a part of it, but like you really seeing how you could benefit that. Like how do you approach that without going all in? Like, to find that person you're looking for, like do you have a lot of artists that you deal with and then stop dealing with? Because I didn't see that. Everyone that you deal with is almost like, nah, it's like the ill vetting period without though. Like it's almost, at least the people I've seen in my life has all been your friends or a friend of an artist that you've been working with or been places with you many times and then grew to that. I don't know how you and Miko are, like, how you guys are related, how that even happened, but that's how I see it. I ain't seen it outside of that. Like, how do you do it?
Yeah, bro. You know, like, not to be weird, but you know how people are always online and they talk about energy and that's just real, bro.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So it's like you attract what you attract. You know, and if you be patient. You know, and if you're patient, like, you see everything. You see how somebody is, you see how they move, you see how they get down, you see how they handle different situations, and you know also how valuable you are. Like, if I go around and start telling people that's my artist, people are gonna start checking into him. And if he's not like a solid guy, the next thing you know, like, he's doing his own thing. You know, that's just how it goes.
Yeah.
You know? So when you value yourself, you're careful about what positions you put yourself in and, you know, how you treat yourself.
Straight up.
So that's pretty much how I do it. I'm just patient. And when it feels good, it's usually probably right. You really learn to trust your intuition and trust the things that have been put inside you, you know, that come with you.
Wow, that's crazy. You know what they always tell me, like, gee, bro, it's business. Like, it's not feelings, right? And I always tell them, if it don't feel good, we ain't doing business.
Yeah, because it's not going to work.
So it's like, it ain't just business with me. It's there ain't no business unless it feel good.
Yeah, it's not going to work. Like, I mean, there's situations where you can make some money.
But that's different business. That's not
But
this.
yeah, it's like short-term business. Like, I plugged this guy over here.
Yeah.
I walked this guy into this door. He got this deal. I got this cut. But we're not attached at the hip.
Got you.
You know, we don't have to talk every day. And when this guy does some dumb shit, it reflects back on me. Like, I'm not interested in that.
No doubt.
Sometimes it's cool because it is what it is. Things happen. But, you know, like, you sign up, you know, at least you feel good at what you signed up for.
No doubt. I mean, if we both willing to get hit in the face, then I'll go fight with you, right? That's the whole right.
Yeah,
you
because,
know.
I mean, everybody I dealt with, like, you know, I've dealt with people, like, I've been in a lot of situations because of the artists that I've dealt with, you know?
To say the least.
Things that would have never happened, like, just on my own.
Yeah.
But, you know, I wouldn't have swap it or changed it because, like, I committed myself to that situation. It was worth it.
No doubt. So look, the voice of the streets, man, we got a lot of people watching this for the people we have on here. And I kind of hijacked the show today, and I really don't mean that. I really didn't mean to do that.
No,
But,
I respect it though. Y'all know each other.
I mean, I really didn't want to mean to do that, but like, what I do know is there's a lot of kids on YouTube right now watching this, right? And they're like, how? I heard you say what you look for. I heard you say this and that, but how does that person get your attention? Like what is the approach? Is it a one-time thing and is it gradual? Like, if you would suggest the kid right now watching this and saying, man, I want PK to see my magic trick, how would he go about getting you to see his magic trick, bro? Do them without an audience until you create one?
Just do them and just move with who you are. Move with your passion. Move like with who you are. Because I meet people all different kind of ways. You know, there are people who call, I don't answer. You know, there are people who call, I answer. There are people who call and say I'm the best, and I don't listen to them. There's people who call and say I think I'm the best, and I hear them, I'm like, you might be the best. I don't know why, but for some reason I believe
it's different every time.
Yeah, like I've experienced it happen to where I'm like, whoa, it's kind of, I don't know. You know, I remember this kid, his name is Lee Bannon. He's from SAC. Amazing producer. Like, you look, I don't even know if he uses that name anymore, but like, he does his thing. He's big. He's probably out in New York, but he called me one day, and just like the conviction that he was speaking with on the phone when he was telling me about himself, I'm like, I'm gonna take this kid serious. You you know, and he ended up producing a couple tracks for Jack. And then after that, he went on tour. He was DJing for like A$AP Rocky and I don't know, whatever. He moved to New York and he's a big producer and he does things that I don't understand now.
Wow.
You know, but it could be any way, or it could just be like you're popping in your neighborhood and they keep talking about you, or whatever. You know, we're paying attention.
Got you. I got you. The reason I asked the question because people think that people think there's an exact formula, and I was saying that to let you say what you said.
Yeah, it's not like just like how artists pop. Like people are always like, well, I'm gonna just put my songs out and I'm gonna blow up because my boy put this song out and he got 10 million views. And okay. That's what you think. But, you know what I mean? Maybe you should try everything and just do everything and, you know, something to hit. But just thinking that you're going to blow up, just putting out your song and not really putting any money into it and not doing anything. And like, yeah, good luck.
No doubt.
It might work because it does work for some people.
But I would say more people win the lottery.
Probably because somebody wins the lottery dinner every week.
Every week. So I think they'd be better off just playing the lottery, dog.
I was reading some statistics about artists even that get signed, you know, and they were just saying like, you know, something like only 25% of them album even comes out. Or, the numbers were ridiculous. I
mean, there's 60 to 100,000 songs a day being uploaded to Spotify, guys. So just know almost 1 million songs a week. And the last thing that's going to blow you up is that search bar on Spotify. So if motherfuckers have to go to Spotify or an Apple or YouTube to use that search bar, good luck, guys.
Please, you know, do something. Do something.
No doubt. I'm gonna back up and then let the host, you know, finish this out.
Well, we ask every person that comes on here, every guest, what piece of game would you want to give the youth out there trying to aspire to get into your position, either in management or just in music, being an artist?
Man, just follow your passion, really. You know, more than anything, follow your passion. Don't be afraid. Don't quit. Like, that was one thing that we always talked about is like quitting. You know, over this time, I've seen so many artists start. I've seen lots of artists I thought had potential to be huge. A lot of artists I was fans of. And some are here and some aren't. The ones that are here are still here. They're still doing it. We still say their name. We still hear their music. They still got it going. The ones that aren't, some of them we forgot about. Some of them we remember. You know, so you don't just have to be a rapper, since it's like, you know, being in a position like you don't just have to be a rapper. Here in the Bay Area, we need everything but rappers and singers and DJs. You know, we need, like, well, no, I mean, we could use some more DJs, but like, there's so many more positions that can be played, that need to be played. Like, where are the famous, like, entertainment lawyers from the Bay that stayed in the Bay?
Yeah.
I know a couple good ones, but, like, where are they? The majority, you know, where are the, if I built something, I built a big thing, I built a record label, we built a record label, we built something, like, who's the PR person that we hire that's not already their own big firm in another city? Like, who are these people? Like, we need these jobs, we need these things in order. Like, people always try to compare the Bay and Atlanta, and, well, Atlanta's cool because they all get together. It's not because they all get together.
Straight up.
It's because the people behind the scenes all get together. They're people who manage the artists and own the labels and have the money, and, you know, the artists, they're not going to get along. You know, and they're in the streets, they're from this neighborhood and that neighborhood. They're not going, it's not always going to be like that. But there are people behind the scenes, they all get along and they all work with these artists, and they might all bring them together, or they might bring opportunities. Like, we don't have opportunities here. That's a big problem. Like, every artist wants to be promoted. Everybody's like, man, put me on your promo platform. How can I do this? I got this money. Like, they got the money. We don't even have very much to offer them.
Right.
So, you know, like, don't think inside the box. Think outside the box. Think about, like, what things you're passionate about, what you could do, and, like, you know, be a part of it if this is what you're into. You know, you can apply yourself and do anything. Like, you really can. That's not like something that they tell kids, and it's like, you know, we're motivating the kids. You could be anything. That's a real thing. You could be anything you want to be. You know, you got to try.
No doubt. I'm just want to add, like, it's 2022, guys. Like, you have all the information right in front of you. Anything you want to find out. When PK started this, there was nowhere to find this information. He had to go to war to learn how to battle. Like, now, like, there's all kinds of books with all kinds of music knowledge and all kinds of big people that are famous for doing it and how they did it, like all kinds of ways to learn how to do it, guys. I'm tired of meeting people that just throw their hands up.
Right.
And
Just
don't
ask for help only.
yeah, and don't even
Asking for help is great.
but don't not even not wanting the information on help, just wanting you to do something.
Right.
And thinking of some switch, right? I could just imagine PK, and I just, thank you for continuing to do what you're doing. I can't wait to see what's going on. Maybe we could, like you said, everything you're saying, I would love to be a part of any place I can. I think you're right. We need a big PR firm. We need a big, we really need
Agencies. We need everything.
Not just marketing agency. We need to do commercials, ad agencies. Like the way we think is so above others. We need to say, hold on. We need our own film companies, just like all these things these other places have. Like we really need them.
People from here do those things.
Absolutely.
But they do them, and they go to LA and they do them. They go to Atlanta and do them. And I'm not knocking them because that's where the money is. That's where the
The
opportunity
infrastructure's there.
Right. We need to be able to allow them to grow and do those things here and make money and make it real. Like you're saying, like Empire. Empire is amazing. It's amazing. Like it's from San Francisco. It's bringing attention to the Bay Area. It's bringing artists to the Bay Area. A lot of people think like that's the solution for everything. And it's like, and it puts a lot of pressure on them over there. Like Gazi and Nima, those are our guys.
Straight up.
It's like they have a company to run. They're making money. They're signing artists in Africa and in Europe and all these places. Like use what they're doing as inspiration and as a part of, and building on that, as opposed to everybody just thinking like they're the answer for everything. Like
Wow.
they're just one piece.
Straight up.
And they need it. Like it's too much. People get mad and this and. What are they supposed to do?
No, that's facts. That's facts, man. Well, shoot, man, I appreciate being here today. Very, very dope show. Thank you, PK.
I appreciate you
me.
being here too, PK. You put us all up on some insight about who you are, who you dealt with. Gave the youth a piece of game.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, I just want to say a piece of history real quick. When PK when Hustler came home, so PK was able to orchestrate. This is when I think, it might have been before this. This is when I think the Traxamillion thing really became closer. Is when Hustler was in jail and they did the song "Pray for You." When Hustler was coming home to the halfway house, and it was like no one knew Hustler was at the halfway house. No one knew anything. All of a sudden, we got a brand new Traxamillion song in the height of Traxamillion's life, and this song. And it kind of turned the world. Like, it was crazy. And from that, I want to say 6 months later, 90 days later, the Santa Cruz, bro. The Catalyst show, bro.
Crazy.
Was that one of the most amazing nights ever, man? If not, tell me a night that was manier than that.
For shows, that was it. For shows, that was probably it. That was crazy. I still go online. I type that in and just look at the footage. Like, that shit was going crazy.
It included so many people that was there. So many people. Like I think that was even the night the Josh from the Dog Dude was there. Like,
brought his dog on stage.
Bro, like that was the
Cali
first time the world seen Cali Canine. Like when I say like that's what like Jack, like it's crazy. Like Jack was like, hey PK, check it, I got this dude. Like no matter what, he come with the like, hey, I got this dude, he wrestles, bro. I'm like he always try to make it bigger, right? And PK was like, all right, fuck it, come on, whatever it was. And I'm just saying that night to be able to, if anyone's been to the Catalyst and understand how small it is, and even have that backstage like it is, and to have like only very few people even knew Hustler was there, to get Hustler in the building and be ready to go. And then when the song came on, just like every Jack show, every show, he does the song because the song's big. So he's doing the song. He's like, hold on, man, we can get up for Hustler real quick. And he started, Hustler. And then when Hustler came jumping out the back, I felt like it was like a Super Bowl. He jumped out the back like 19 feet in the air, bro, and stomped down like a transformer.
It was crazy. They were chanting. Quest had them, DJ Quest, he had them chanting Free Huss. Free Huss. And when he came out, it switched into Huss Free. Huss Free. That shit was going crazy.
I was real close to the whole movement, and that moment in time kind of, it propelled it that much further. Like so many, not just the 1,800 people that were there, it was the millions of people that wish they were there. And
it was like pandemonium.
So everything's online nowadays. I know we were on the way out, but I just got to say one thing. Everything's online right now, right? And A lot of people that I talk to, maybe you talk to, they don't like going places no more. Artists like they don't like showing up. They don't like, oh, bro, I ain't going there unless this is going on. Do you think it's a bad idea to show up or a good idea to show up?
It's a great idea to show up.
Why?
Me and Miko, we talk, but now it's two kinds of show ups.
Okay,
Because online is the block now,
for sure.
and the streets are still. You still got to show up. But like you were saying, like when we started building everything, we showed up every day. If Fab had a show, Jack was there. If Clyde Carson had a show, Fab was there. If the Frontline had a show, Turf Talk was that. Like everybody was there all the time. There was a camaraderie between the artists. That was like the inclusion thing that we were talking about earlier. Everybody kind of felt a part. Nobody felt weird showing up. Like artists, whatever else was going on in the street, whatever. But the artists, they were getting together, and like with Jack, with me, we were showing up everywhere. Not just the shows, but we going to the hood, we going to the east, we going to this spot, we pulling up over here. They knew us everywhere, and it just made it that much bigger when, maybe not at that moment, but when everything hit and it was big and it was on the radio and it was big, then everybody was happy because they're like, man, that's cool. I know him. He was cool. Or
I think
he tapped in, or he
you weren't.
through, or he showed love.
You weren't scared to show people the beginning of the movie. Right, so to me, that's a lot of artists' problem right now. They just want to show people the highlights and the end of the movie. But you and us at the time, like, we didn't have a lot. We had what we had, and we just went. And it's like some of us had Honda, some of us had whatever cars we had. We just showed up, piling shit, and just showed up. We weren't scared to be who we were, and I think that was magical. That what you said is what you said. Like, we didn't realize how big it was until Jack starts being on the radio, on MTV. And what happened, people that watched the beginning of the movie, they felt like they was in the movie now.
Absolutely.
And
like, that's my boy. Like they're on stage.
And
maybe we didn't like that, but they're on stage.
That don't happen without showing up, right? So there's a lesson that I just was trying to teach through all the artists you deal with, that the music's the soundtrack to these guys. Like show the world your movie. They gotta love your movie, guys. If they love your movie, they'll get past a couple songs in the movie that they ain't really feeling, bro. And you're a master at that, dog. You're a master at that, of showing people the movie.
Appreciate it, G. Appreciate all the words, bro. More than I can say.
Man, it's blessings.
All right. Well, that's a wrap, y'all. See y'all next week.
Thanks for having me. Peace.
What's up, y'all? This your girl, Yaz. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Voice of the Streets, right here.